Welcome back, dear viewers and fans from all over the world. If you're here, it means you love stories that stir the heart, moments that feel too real to be scripted, and chemistry that makes your screen sparkle. Today, we dive into a topic that has been brewing quietly but persistently in the minds of fans everywhere. The soft-spoken yet bold confession of Shen Yue about her ideal partner, and whether that person could be none other than Dylan Wang. If you've followed their journey from co-stars to cherished companions in the eyes of millions, you'll know this story is more than just romance. It's a chapter of real emotions, subtle glances, and lingering what-ifs. So, grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's unwrap this delightful tale of friendship, admiration, and maybe a love. For years now, Shen Yue has held a unique place in the hearts of C-drama fans. Her rise to stardom felt almost like a fairy tale, from a girl-next-door vibe in a love so beautiful to capturing everyone's attention in Meteor Garden. Her natural charm has been undeniable. But it was her pairing with Dylan Wang in Meteor Garden that truly lit up the screen and turned the duo into an overnight sensation. Their chemistry wasn't just electric, it felt honest. As though, even when the cameras weren't rolling, something special was happening. It's no surprise then that fans have long speculated. Is there more to Dylan and Shen Yue than meets the eye? In a recent interview that sent shockwaves through fan communities, Shen Yue was asked a question that many have waited to hear her answer. What does her ideal partner look like? At first, she blushed, her signature shyness melting hearts as she carefully considered her response. Then, with a calm but confident tone, she spoke. "My ideal partner," she began, "is someone who can make me laugh even when I don't feel like smiling. He should be respectful, honest, and a little unpredictable. I like someone who challenges me and brings lightness into my life. And most importantly, someone who doesn't treat me like a celebrity, but just like Shen Yue." The interviewer pressed a bit, noting that this description sounded quite familiar to many fans who followed her previous co-stars. And when the name Dylan Wang came up, Shen Yue gave a little chuckle, not denying it, not confirming it, just letting the moment hang in the air. But what made fans truly melt was the twinkle in her eyes and the soft smile that followed. Sometimes, words aren't needed. Sometimes, the silence speaks volumes. Let's rewind the clock for a moment and look at the foundation of this speculation. When Meteor Garden aired in 2018, it wasn't just another drama remake. It was a phenomenon. And at its core were Shen Yue and Dylan Wang, portraying Shankai and Daoming Si. Their banter, their intense stares, the emotional tug-of-war, it all felt so natural. Off-screen interviews during that time showed a closeness that felt unscripted. Dylan teasing Shen Yue laughing so freely. It was the kind of dynamic that didn't end with a cut from the director. In behind-the-scenes footage, there were moments of tenderness. Dylan was seen protecting Shen Yue from crowds, offering his jacket during chilly shoots, and playfully bickering like they had known each other for years. Fans didn't just root for Shankai and Daoming Si, they rooted for Dylan and Shen Yue. And now, years later, that bond still seems to linger. Shen Yue has often said that fame can be isolating. She's a private person, preferring quiet afternoons with a good book over loud parties. So when she speaks about someone making her feel understood and real, it's not hard to imagine that Dylan, who's walked a similar path of sudden fame, might be one of the few who truly gets her. Dylan himself has made remarks over the years that only fuel the speculation. In one fan meeting, when asked who he felt the most natural chemistry with on set, he immediately said, "Shen Yue." He's also mentioned her in several interviews, always with a smile, always with respect. Notably, in a recent chat, when asked about love and relationships, Dylan said, "If you're lucky, the right person comes when you least expect it. Sometimes it starts as friendship. You just know who makes you feel grounded." These breadcrumbs have led fans to believe there's more beneath the surface. Even if they're not romantically involved now, the possibility that Shen Yue's ideal partner could be Dylan Wang isn't far-fetched. It makes sense, emotionally and energetically. Let's take a moment to imagine what a relationship between the two would look like. Shen Yue, thoughtful and grounded, balanced out by Dylan's playful energy and protective nature. Both rising stars, yet humble. both passionate about their craft, both with a connection that doesn't need to be shouted. It just is. Even their social media behavior keeps fans on their toes. While they don't often tag or mention each other publicly, likely to keep rumors from spinning out of control, fans with keen eyes notice likes, mutual follows, and subtle references that keep the hope alive. Their rare reunions, like award shows or private fan events, are always electric. A simple glance, a shy smile, and suddenly, the fandom explodes. But maybe what's most beautiful about their connection, whether it's romantic or platonic, is that it feels genuine. In an industry where so much is curated and polished, Shen Yue and Dylan's bond feels real. Their support for each other's growth, their gentle words, their mutual admiration, it's a reminder that some relationships don't need labels to be meaningful. Shen Yue's description of her ideal partner, someone who makes her feel safe, someone who surprises her, someone who sees her beyond the fame, might not have been directly pointed at Dylan Wang. But for millions of fans watching over the years, it's hard not to draw the connection. And maybe that's the magic of their story. They've never had to say we're together or we're not, because what they share transcends that. Whether it blossoms into romance or stays a rare, unshakable friendship, it's clear that they've impacted each other's lives in a way that words struggle to capture. In a world hungry for love stories, theirs feels refreshingly quiet but incredibly loud in meaning. A love, perhaps, that is written not in grand declarations but in little moments, in the way he looks at her when she's not looking, in the way she talks about laughter and honesty with a hidden smile. So, is Dylan Wang Shen Yue's ideal partner? Only time will tell. But for now, the idea itself is enough to warm hearts. And whether this story ends in a fairy tale or simply continues as a beautiful bond, we'll be here, cheering them on, remembering their journey, and hoping that life writes the next chapter in the most unexpected and magical way. Until next time, dear viewers, keep believing in love that's real, whether it's loud or quiet. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heartwarming stories like this. Who knows what surprises await in the next interview, the next drama, or the next stolen moment? Stay tuned.